It is very interesting to see many Nigerians on social media supporting the Nigeria police force against a civilian, Seun Kuti. In that viral video where Seun was seen slapping a police officer on the 3rd Mainland bridge, whatever the circumstance that led to it, Nigerians only saw that, and they felt like, based on what they have seen, regardless of whatever antecedents of police brutality or whatever, all they just want is maintenance of law and order, rule of law, punish the offender. From what they have seen so far, they believe Seun heard in law and should be punished. Kudos. What this simply means is that regardless of history of repression, suppression, subjugation, attack, Nigerians still do not want anarchy. They still want the law to be respected. And also, in turn, Seun Kuti promised to help to cooperate with the police in their investigation. Meaning that Seun Kuti himself, to an extent, is a respecter of the law. Now, this is where it gets interesting. I have talked about it before that Nigerians, irrespective of how they are oppressed by their oppressor, they still love. Despite whatever happened at NSAS, Nigerians still queued behind these politicians and still chose who to support among them. Instead of saying, no, we want to tire the vote or shut down. Nigerians are very loving people. But this is where I'm so concerned. Does the Nigerian government reciprocate this love, this quest for justice and normal society? It shows that the citizens themselves are better organized and are better law enforcers and are even the ones who help the law to function in this country. How many times have politicians been brought to book in this country? The number of times they have illegally detained, tortured, extrajudicially murdered Nigerians is uncountable. And yet, Nigerians will still say, well, we leave the past behind. We just want a better society. So whoever among ourselves or among us still does anything that we found to be erring in law, we will still not support. So it's looking like it is the citizens that are forcing the law to work. The sentiments for Seun Kuti too, yeah. Like, oh, he grew up watching his father being harassed, molested, and all that by the security forces, agencies, police, soldiers, unknown soldier, how his grandmother was flung out of the window to her death.
So people just talk to us today, they don't even know the trauma we had as Fela's children. And they just say, you are not like your father.
Should we talk about Fumilayo and how they threw her out of the window? Do you think it was because of Fela that they threw Fumilayo out of the window? Fumilayo was Africa's leading socialist in 1977. Because by that time, they had killed all her peers. She was the last surviving one. Fela was an excuse for them to enter inside that house. Why would you throw a 77-year-old woman out of the window if she's not the target?
And how he himself had been victim serially of police brutality and all that. And as a result, combination of trepidation, and anger could cause him, to react when he saw that, oh, somebody is chasing him and, recklessly driving and almost shoving him and his family, out of the road on the 3rd Mainland bridge. He was going to force them into the lagoon, and then he had to, I'm going to make sure that this doesn't go, yes, people will react differently. No, all those sentiments aside now, Nigerians do not still want their law enforcement officers disrespected. They still said Seun Kuti needs to be brought to book. Now, how will the Nigerian government, especially its institutions such as the police force, then start to replicate or reciprocate this gesture by the Nigerian citizens who want law and order? The Nigerian police force should therefore deem it fit to start training their men on professional conduct. Harassing people on the road, beating people, unprovoked attacks, molestation, all sorts, harassment, extortion, all needs to just stop. This respect should be reciprocal. Citizens want to respect the law. They want order. The Nigeria Police Force should also make sure they make this mutual. How many times have they brought hearing police officers to book, despite noise and all of that? Okay, I give an instance. The case of Mubarak at Meron. How many of you remember that police officer who stabbed a tricycle operator to death over 100 naira bribe argument? That was November 2021. In the course of it, another young boy, Mubarak Sonyaolu, was shot dead. 14-year-old boy. As I speak with you right now, that boy is still in the morgue, in the mortuary at Yaba Mainland Hospital. He is still there. We petitioned, we wrote, we did everything. We used the media, did my, little protest, and even went to charge the police to court. They have been adjourning and adjourning. This is 1 year and 6 months. The boy is still in the morgue. The mother is blind. That boy was the high of the mother. What I'm simply saying is that when it comes to police versus citizen, they are swift to act. Oh, the IGP has already ordered the arrest of Seun Kuti. Good job. But it is 1 year and 6 months already. Mubarak's body, 14-year-old innocent boy, is still in the morgue. Not even a phone call. No, I think they said they called once, and that was all. After the incidents, no visits, no action, no attempt to. So the parents are helpless as I speak with you. And it's just one instance that we all know. How many more? So we need the police force and the government in its entire form to start reciprocating the love, the gesture, the respect Nigerians invest in them. Nigerians want the law to work. They want a society that is organized and better. Is it the same thing that the Nigerian government wants? And that is a question we need to start to ask. If you want the same thing, then we know where we all stand. If you don't want it, you are the ones promoting anarchy. Nigerian government needs to start looking at all these things. Oh, the citizens want an organized society. They want a professional police force. A police force they can be proud of. Not the one harassing citizens on the road without any provocation. Not police force that is seeing the citizens as some piece of shit. Oh, they call them bloody civilians. Bloody civilians. Oh no. So, while I commend Nigerians for coming out to say, yes, we love Seun Kuti, but we think he went too far. Okay, we allow him his own side of the story, and we don't also want to impose ourselves as the magistrates, right? Okay, so we leave that for the investigation and we wait for the outcome. But while we do that, we also need to start pressing our police force. Kindly start doing the right things and start doing the things right. Train your men to respect citizens. Train your men to start doing things right. You will not die, but live to declare the goodness of justice. When there is justice, trust me, there will be peace. But peace is disrupted when justice is denied. We need justice everywhere, not just justice when a citizen errs in law, but justice when even the government errs in its own law. So we need justice across. Thank you very much.